AgriLiquid here joining us as they do each and every day here on Market Day Report. Great friends out of St. John's, Michigan. They are ready to help you already through the winter season, getting ready for spring. Great to see them at Commodity Classic. And they were getting very busy talking to a lot of folks from around the country. And they want to visit with you as well. If you're ever traveling in St. John's, Michigan, they would love to have you stop by, not too far from East Lansing. All right, let's get to the board and check out a corn trade that started lower and is still lower on the day here by 3 cents, with that December new crop 387 down 3 1/4. Nearby May down 3 1/4 as well, 363 1/4. So again, a little weaker start in the corn trade. With that introduction, let's go to Chicago. Our good friend Todd Horwitz is standing by live at the edge of the trading floor. He's with Bubba Trading. It's BubbaTrading.com. Todd, happy Tuesday. I'm sure your taxes are all done. It's tax day.
Yeah, they'll be done eventually. I mean, I'm still waiting for that tax cut.
Yeah, there you go. A lot of folks here. There we go. All right, we're looking at the grain trade here. Maybe you want to use the word taxing for some people to figure this thing out. Put things together for us here. We are weaker again on the day to start out here in corn and beans.
Yeah, I think, I'm not surprised. We're in pretty good shape. My concern lies with the beans, but we're looking at corn. I mean, I would be a buyer again stepping in at 360 if we come down that low. I think that, again, I think the pattern, everything looks really solid, going into the future. I look for December beans to go well over $4 at some point soon. So again, I'm very comfortable here trying to be a buyer. I think you're seeing some natural selling. I mean, the entire markets are like have lost their mind. I guess it's because of tax day. So, we're kind of seeing these kind of trades, but 360 would be a great level to step in. I mean, we knew 370, which is where we got to on Friday, was going to be a little bit of a trouble, but I think we'll get through there in May and get to 380 in May at least, taking us over $4 in December. So I think, and I think that looks great. And I think soybeans, watch that action around 940. We had a big pop up yesterday into 960. Now we're pulling back in around 945 when I walked up here. So I think, again, I'm going to be a buyer at 940 and look for an opportunity. I think the bottoms are in for now here. The soybeans out of the entire grain complex are my one concern, but if 940 can continue to hold, I think we go higher.
Very good. Well, we're just below that. Well, we have been below that, but 940. So you're talking May in that case again, Todd?
Yes, I'm using May right now. That would be the active trading month for a guy like me. Yeah,
very good. So a little concern if I'm reading you right here and hearing you right, but you're still longer term for producers or whoever in the market buying or selling. You're more friendly to the grain trade longer term, meaning basically to the third and fourth quarters.
100%. I'm looking for a very good year. My only concern lies within the soybean markets because they have been very weak. But overall, I believe we're going to see a lot of action this way. I think the action is going to be positive, and I'm still believing that the money is going to come out of the equity markets and move into the grain space as well. So I think we get a double bonus besides everything else. So I think we do go higher. I'm looking for spots to buy. I'm not a seller here.
All right. How about wheat? Buyer or seller of wheat at these lower levels?
It's pretty weak, but I'm still a big fan of wheat. I'm still holding and looking to buy more. I mean, right now, I think when we walked up here, it was $4.20. I'm buying more right here at $4.20. I'm looking for well over $5 this year, and I think we're going to get there. Again, there's a lot of geopolitical stuff going on. There's a lot of kind of goofy information. They kind of ran ahead a little bit too far, but overall, $4.20 I think is a great spot, and I'll step in and buy here. I think we go higher, and I look for, again, the entire grains, wheat, soybean, and corn. I look for higher prices later in the year.
Very good. Todd Horwitz live from Chicago here with his analysis and hopefully helpful information. Todd, we're going to give you a break. We'll come back and check livestock here. Cattle going one direction, hogs another here on the day. We'll check that out and get an update coming up. Minutes to the top of the hour, as promised, back to Chicago and Todd Horwitz from Bubba Trading, BubbaTrading.com. Turning over to livestock here. You've got a tale of two commodities here. Grains or cattle going one direction, against some conventional wisdom. Hogs another direction. Talk about cattle here first. They've defied the odds here for a couple of weeks, it seems, from everything I'm reading.
Well, they defied the odds that I can see, but of course we have reversed a little bit since I even came on here. We are now actually lower on the day in the fat cattle. You know, I think they're well overdone here, Mark. But one of the problems that happens in markets is that when speculators get involved or people that try to short or get in too soon, that will drive the market higher. And I think we saw a pretty big squeeze. And now that April cattle is coming off the board, I think you can look for some pressure in June. I think we still have to fix this backwardation formation. Now, again, it's hard for me to predict the top here because obviously I've been wrong, and I'm not going to keep trying to say, well, sell here, sell. But I'm very concerned that we have a very good drop coming here, and I would say it would be $5 or $6. Now, again, overall, I want to find a place to buy them, but I need a better setup than I have here because the setup I have here indicates weakness is coming.
Very good. Well, how does a producer, you know, you hear a lot of producers, and you, not you, but CME Group has paid a lot of attention to the rhetoric in the country, a lot of unrest and call it concern, frustration about these futures. And you bring up the speculators are coming in there. Kind of make some sense of this cattle trade, if you may, in that short time here for these folks that are watching this thing hour by hour.
Well, I think one of the things is obviously we always want to know what we're priced at. We always know what our assets are worth. And of course, if you're farming, you're producing, those are your assets. I think the biggest thing we can do as a farmer, as a producer, is to kind of set up and protect ourselves and not worry about the movement. We get ourselves in a good position, make sure we can lock in a profit when it's all said and done, and then go out and do our business. Take a look at the markets, but don't get concerned. And if you're set up properly, you don't worry about it minute to minute.
Very good. All right. So still a turnaround a little bit. Now our live quote still showing a little higher or nearby cattle futures. Want to get your thoughts here. I'll get the numbers. Lean hogs, though, many thought we might be a bit oversold going into Easter. Well, we were still lower coming back out of Easter yesterday, and another $1 lower today in June, closing in on 71.
Well, actually, I believe 71 is a great level to buy. I thought it came to between 71 and 72, in which I felt that the bottoms would be putting in. So I am a buyer of hogs here at the 71 level, and I think they go higher.
So you're friendly to hogs here, longer term as well.
Oh, yeah. No, actually, longer term, I'm friendly everything. Short term, I've got some issues I got to deal with. You know, I'm a weaker guy.
Yeah, well, okay. Hey, so I appreciate that. I'm going to give the numbers here, but Todd, as always, thank you for your time. I know you're back tomorrow here as well, so we'll see what 24 hours will bring us.
Thanks, Mark. Have a great day.
Thank you. You too. To Todd Horwitz. It's BubbaTrading.com. Those of you tuning in on rural radio can go to that website. Those of you on RFD TV can see that website here. Go to that and check out the information here. Again, having a plan in place so you're not, the emotion of a day-to-day, hour-by-hour market. But here we are right now. Live quotes, the live cattle, feeder cattle, hogs at this moment. April cattle up 15. All the other contracts just a bit lower now. As Todd said, we had a turnaround. June cattle up just short of 117 at their high in just an hour ago. Now they're 115 and a half, 115.55, actually down 3. Feeder cattle on the day starting out higher, and they're lower as well. The May more active, they're down 17 at 139.98, below the 140 level. Hog futures have started lower, and they are lower at this moment. The May contract now on the board. April went off the board yesterday. May down 44, 67.28, and the June contract down over $1 now, $1.15, 71.20. It's about, what, 15 points from the low of the day, Christina.
All right, we'll keep watching that.
Yes, we will.
Thank you, Market Senator Mark Oppold.